Hello. Alright, this is going to be another video review. This is actually on a product that I don't usually do a review on because it's just such a basic item. So this is a Sony Xperia XA Ultra. This is one of Sony's newest phones. It came out about a month or two ago, maybe 2 or 3 months ago. And I really like the phone. It's really nice. It's pretty fast, everything else. But because it's a 6-inch screen, it's slightly bigger than your average large screen phone. Your average large screen phone is right around 5.5, 5.6, maybe 5.7 inches. Just like the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 or whichever one this is. This is one of their newest phones too. But anyway, this is the Sony Xperia XA Ultra, and this is a review for the basic, very, very basic, not gel case. This is more like a plastic / rubberized case. It's pretty nice though. I got this thing for just under $10 at Amazon.com. It's called the Terrapin Sony Xperia XA Ultra Protector. Whatever. I'll have a link for this in the description. But it's a really good value, and the reason why is because it actually does function very well as a protector of the phone. You really just need something to go around the edges of the phone, obviously, to dampen any kind of shock or impact if you ever drop the phone. Obviously, it's not going to be as nice as that big outer box over there. It's not like this thing's going to cover your phone with a, replacement policy or anything like that. But it's $10. What do you expect? The thing I really like about this phone case, though, is that I bought this with the phone at launch, and I've been using the job that I have requires me to be very physical, and I'm exposed to the elements as well. I'll be out in the heat, I'll be in and out of trucks all day and things like that. So this actually receives a fair bit of abuse, and I've taken this thing off 2 or 3 times now since I've owned it, just to check to see how does the back of the phone look. I'm going to have to take a rag and wipe the thing down because it still lets, moisture, sweat, dirt, debris, and things like that get inside the case. Not at all. Not a problem with this case. That's one of the things I really thought was notable about this, and when I realized that, I was like, wow, I should do a video review on this, just because this is one of the very few cases I've ever had in my life that does not leak trash inside of the casing. Now, I'm not saying that it never will. It's barely 3 months old, so I mean there is a chance that eventually it'll start happening, but as of now it actually has held up far better than any other case I've ever had, aside from the outer box style cases. What else? Also, because it's kind of a hardened plastic, like the shiny part is on the edge here, it feels really nice in the hands. It doesn't have that really grippy feel like your standard gel cases and rubber cases. Those cases are crap, in my opinion, just because they do provide a little bit of protection for the phone. However, functionality-wise, it's a lot harder to get a case like that, or if you put that case on your phone, it's a lot harder to get those phones in and out of your pocket. Not so with this case, just because the edge has this polished plastic feel to it. That's very, very nice. And then, of course, the back has a really nice, like a matte finish on it. So it's really not too bad. It feels good in the hands. It's easy to slide in and out of your pockets. It doesn't make your phone grossly larger than it is outside of the case. That's another big deal for me, is I do not like a case that it makes the phone, like 30% larger. It's ridiculous. Then you have to get a stupid belt clip and wear the thing outside, and then, it's really crappy in my opinion. I don't like cases like that. But I digress. This case so far has been one of the best cheap cases I've ever purchased. And if you have a Sony Xperia XA Ultra as I do, then you probably are aware that there aren't a lot of different accessories out there for this phone just yet. And it's not a common phone, so it's not like you're going to go to Walmart and get one of these. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video, is to let people know, hey, this is a really good value case to get for the phone. That's about it, really. let's see, I'll go ahead and put the phone inside the case real quick with one hand if I can, just to kind of give you a perspective on how large it makes the phone look. There we go. So there it is. It's still very one-handable. It actually feels nice in the hands. It's slightly bigger, but I wouldn't even say it was 1/8 of an inch larger all the way around. So that is huge to me. And the funny thing is, it fits this phone so well. I was at a store one day, and the cashier, was like, "What kind of a phone is that?" And I was like, "This is a Sony Xperia XA, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "Really? I didn't know Sony made phones." Go figure. And then he's like, "Well, you need to get a case for that because, you know, you want to take care of it." And I was like, "It's actually in a case right now." The funny thing is, that's just how well this case fits the phone. As you can see here, it fits the phone very well. It looks nice, and it doesn't really cut down on usability at all. So that's probably going to be my whole review. Oh, you know what? One other thing. Notice on the side here, the power button is the only exposed button here. And obviously your headphone jack, your microphone, your charger, loudspeaker right here, and then your other microphone right here. They actually covered the volume rocker and the camera button down here. I don't really know. I guess the reason they did that was because they didn't want to let too much trash or, you know, exposure to dust and stuff in there. So that's my only quirk, or that's the only quirk with this case. Overall, it's still just fine. I found that it does make volume control a little awkward just because, you know, if you press up, it's hard to tell where your finger is because, as you can see, it doesn't protrude out of the side of the case very much at all. It's just, you know, it's just flat for the most part. So when you actually try to turn the volume up and down, it's a little weird. You have to get used to the placement, as well as the camera button as well. But that's just a minor thing. It's not that big of a deal. Overall, for under $10, you can't go wrong with this. I'm going to have a link to this in the description so you can check it out for yourself. Enjoy.